Tori and I'm a Winnie the Pooh collector from the UK, and I couldn't remember if we have already done this video before or not. If we have, it hasn't been very recent, so updated version I guess, but also if we have done this before, I don't think I have got any new ones since we have done that. So a repeated updated version because I cannot remember if we have done it or not. But either way, I love talking about these. These are some of my favourite pieces to collect. I only have 4 of them, so it's not exactly the biggest collection in the world. But it's also funny how I've got my hands on all of them. It's not like in the traditional way of buying these ornaments. They've all got their own little story to tell, which I think is quite fun. As you can already tell from the title, today we are going to be talking about the Jim Shore Disney Tradition ornaments. I feel like these are quite a staple in every Disney collector's collection, whether you've got 1, 2 or quite a few. These are very loved by all Disney collectors. And I obviously have some Winnie the Pooh ones, so I thought today we could go through them, have a little talk about them, and talk about how I got to have them in my collection. Because on all of them, I didn't set out to a shop with the purpose of buying them. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on with the video. I think I can remember which orders I got them in. I always like to do things in like chronological order if I can. I think I know my very first one. And I do think it does happen to be my biggest one. How stunning is this? So it's Pooh and Piglet just riding down the stream in an umbrella. You've got a little lily there, a little fish jumping out of the water there, and just the details on Jim Shore's are just absolutely stunning. Look at Pooh's t-shirt, the details on his t-shirt, the details on his body. Piglet, a bit more simple on Piglet compared to Pooh's design, but still very cute. You got all the designs on the umbrella, which I very much like because it looks like water splashing up on the umbrella. The design they've done, very cute. And then you just got the information about it on the bottom. So this one is 50 years of friendship, 50th anniversary. Obviously Pooh and Piglet being the bestest of friends. So I definitely remember this one being my very first one, and I actually got this from a car boot sale either in like 2020 or 2021. It's been quite a while, but I remember just being so excited. They still had quite a few and they were selling them for a really decent price. As I said, it's been quite a few years, so I can't remember exactly how much I paid for it, but I remember it being pretty decent because I don't really take that much money to car boot sales, so it was obviously enough that I had in my little coin purse. And it also did come brand new in the box. I have got in my loungefly room, there's quite a big gap behind all the bags, so I use that as a lot of storage. So I have the ones of these that do have boxes, the boxes are behind a loungefly bag. As you can see, it's like in absolutely perfect condition. There's absolutely no faults to it whatsoever. It came with a box for a decent price at a car boot sale. You've got to admit that is an amazing find. I didn't head out that day expecting to buy a Jim Shore, but I came home with this absolutely stunning one. These size ones can go for a hefty penny brand new in shops, so I feel like I got very lucky with that find. I know which one was my oldest and I know which one is my newest. The 2 in the middle, I'm not too sure on their order round, but I think this is the one that came next, which also just so happens to be my smallest out of the Jim Shores. So it's just Pooh Bear stood in a very cute looking position. You can see what I was talking about on the other one, all his detail on his t-shirt, his arms, his body. He's still on like this little podium base, which has got beautiful flower details all the way around, and you can see the details on his body continue around as well, again with the information on the bottom. Oh, it's still got its price sticker on there, but we can just see it is called Beloved Bear. And if you are up on your knowledge of European currency, this price might give it away where I got it from. I actually picked this up in Denmark while I was in Denmark in September 2022. Again, did not wake up in Denmark and think, oh, I'm gonna go see if I can find Disney Traditions today. That would have been very random. But we were going to a seasidey town in Denmark, found a little area with some shops for lunch, and then had lunch, went for a little walk along the shops, just, you know, popping in. A lot of them were just like pretty much, you know, the same seaside shops you'd find in the UK, you know, just with like knick-knack souvenirs, buckets and spades, lots of seashells and that kind of stuff. But then this particular one had all of that kind of stuff, but then behind the counter was like probably nearing hundreds of Disney Traditions, just a whole wall full, all sorts of different ones. And my eyes went straight to the Winnie the Pooh ones. They did have a few Winnie the Pooh ones, but they were quite pricey, obviously because these were brand new in a shop. But I just felt like I had to treat myself because it was such a random finding like Winnie the Pooh traditions in a shop in the middle of nowhere in Denmark. It felt a very random find, so I knew I just had to treat myself to one. So I got this one because it was the cheapest out of the Winnie the Pooh ones. So it was 282 in the Danish currency, and I think I know the conversion rate. I think it's like divided by 10 gets into pounds, I think, but let me just like check on Google to get that right. Okay, so Danish krone 282.50. Obviously, as I said, this was 3 years ago, so the exchange rate might have changed from then, but currently in pounds this was £32.85. So technically speaking, this is the only one out of my Jim Shore collection which I brought brand new from a shop. But obviously I didn't wake up in the morning and think, oh, I'm gonna go buy a Jim Shore today. I just stumbled across it and I couldn't leave it. And on to my third Winnie the Pooh Jim Shore. This one was actually another car boot sale find, and just like with my very first Winnie the Pooh that came from a car boot sale, this one also came in its box, very good condition. The only thing, it has got slight on the back there, you can see it's just got 2 little paint chips on the back of his t-shirt. But I feel like for buying something secondhand at a car boot sale, having 2 little paint chips on the back of something isn't too much to worry about, because like when I've got it displayed on my shelf, no one knows about those teeny tiny little paint chips on the back. Again, I can't remember how much I paid for it. This one was, I think, like 2023. I think I got it 2023 or 2024. One of those. So this one has also got its little Disney Traditions tag. Disney Traditions combines the magic of Disney with the festive artistry of Jim Shore's Heartwood Creek, creating a new collection celebrating spirited moments and cherished memories. I love the little bouquet of flowers he's holding there. Obviously all the details on his body, and then he's stood on this beautiful little base. It's got some hearts and then some cute little details, and that is the same all the way around. And then obviously we've just got the details on the bottom there. And he is called Friendship Bouquet. He was obviously originally £25, but that is not what I paid for him at the car boot sale. I can't remember how much I paid for him, but it was not £25. I carry nowhere near £25 with me at a car boot sale. You all know how much I love a good car boot sale, and Jim Shore's, they're a rarity to find at a car boot sale, I will admit, but very cool to find nonetheless. I always think that these two are the same. I always just think, oh, this one's just a miniature version of him. They are obviously very similar designs. Obviously this one's just holding a bouquet. And you'll all probably know the next one I'm going to show you. It's my last Disney tradition in my collection. You'd have seen it most recently a few videos ago when I shared my Eeyore collection. And that is my Eeyore Disney tradition. Obviously I did talk about him a bit in my Eeyore collection, but in case you haven't seen that video, I actually got him for free. So we were just saying how good it is to find Disney traditions at car boot sales for bargain prices, but finding one for free is even better. I didn't even technically find him. I got a Winnie the Pooh teapot off of Facebook Marketplace. I went to collect it from the lady and she'd just thrown this one in for free as well because she was having a clear out, wanted to get rid of it, assumed I liked Winnie the Pooh because I was spending £10 on a teapot, and included this. I don't know how I get so lucky with my finds sometimes. I don't even know what that's classed as. It's not a find because I didn't find it. I just got extremely lucky. But how gorgeous is Eeyore? I absolutely love these patterns that traditions have on them. Very beautiful. He's on this little podium with like little zigzag designs. Look at his little face. So cute. And just like with the previous Pooh, he has got his Disney Traditions tag on him. And then obviously let's just have a look at the bottom at his little information, and it is called Eeyore True Blue Companion for free. Can you believe that? So 2 car boot sale finds, 1 Danish find, and a freebie. That makes up my Jim Shore Disney Traditions collection. I did tell you at the beginning of the video I got them all through not so traditional means. I mean, I suppose little Danish Pooh Bear does fall under a traditional mean of buying a Disney tradition because I went to a shop brought him, who's brand new, whereas the other ones were all pre-loved. But I mean in the fact that I was on holiday in Denmark and I was just out having a spot of lunch, and it was pretty much the middle of nowhere. I can't even tell you where I was. I don't know where I was. I was just having a bit of lunch and I found myself on Winnie the Pooh. I know some Disney collectors have so many Disney traditions. I would absolutely love to build my collection, but buying them brand new does come with a bit of a price tag. Obviously my smallest one was £32, and that's the smallest one. You can imagine what they go up for the bigger you get. And as much as I would love to grow my Winnie the Pooh Disney tradition collection, I quite like the little tradition, if you will, I've kind of made here of finding them all in random places, car boot sales, in a box with my Facebook Marketplace pickup, random towns while I'm on holiday in foreign countries. It gives them all a little story to tell, which obviously I wouldn't get those kind of stories if I was to go out. Like most jewellery shops sell them in the UK, don't they? Like if I was to go to like my local town, go into a jewellery shop, buy one brand new, that doesn't give it as fun of a story to tell, does it? Whereas all of these had their own little story. They were all found somewhere different. They all each hold their own little piece to tell. And I just think that's a bit more fun. That's what I do love about my Winnie the Pooh collection. Obviously most of it is built up from pre-loved finds because that's my favourite thing to do, which gives them all their own little piece of uniqueness and a little like fun story to tell with them. Do let me know in the comment section down below, do you guys have any gem shores in your collection? What is your personal favourite one if you have any? And do let me know out of the 4 that I have, which one was your favourite. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please do pop the thumbs up button. If you'd like to see more from moi, do click subscribe down below, and while you're down there don't forget to notification bell, you might as well. You do down there. And I'll see you guys real soon. Bye!